Welcome home! I hope you're all as excited as I am for the first ever Sumuji Radio Show. I'm your host, your favorite orange maid, Maid Marcy. We have decided to start this new project in response to being safe at home, while also wanting to bring maid magic back into our community. I hope you have fun listening while at home, commuting, or at work. So, I'm sure you all know that Sumuji has had new hires. You have to meet the new staff. They are an amazing and unique bunch of people. And this episode will be the official debut of Maid Rosy. Hi, Rosy.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good. Staying at home, staying safe.
Same. Having fun at home. Cleaning.
Yeah, I feel like it's one big constant clean and renew.
It's probably a good thing, though.
Yeah.
Since a lot of people don't really know the new people yet, why don't you introduce yourself, introduce your fruit, and some things that interest you?
So I'm Maid Rosy, and I am the pink grapefruit, and I have throughout quarantine picked up like a bazillion hobbies. Right now I'm really into candle making and macrame. I haven't started macrame, but I'm interested in it.
What's macrame?
Macrame is like when you know those decorative rope wall hangings?
Oh,
the knots?
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to try because it's not too terribly expensive to get into. So I wanted to try something like that. And then I also really like
I see you play Final Fantasy a lot.
Yeah, video games. That's what I've been spending a lot of my time on.
I know do you also make stuff too?
Yes. I've been sewing for almost 20 years now, since I was like 12. Because my grandmother made me, and then it just kind of stuck. And right now I'm also really interested in like making my own clothes instead of buying clothes.
My gosh, I was just talking about that earlier today, of how it's like a hot topic right now of like we need to abolish fast fashion and like
yes,
and get clothes from like ethically sourced, independent, like fair wages and all that other stuff there. And I'm like, you know what, you're right.
On top of thrifting and reusing old goods, like I picked up thrifting. Granted, online it's a lot different than doing it in person, but still like getting older things instead of new things, since usually they're made better as well, like furniture and clothing, older stuff, since it's still around, it's obviously made really well.
Yeah, I've been really into like secondhand stuff, like apps like OfferUp and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm still kind of scared to use them.
Okay.
I've been ordering things online and getting them shipped here, like through stores, as opposed to interacting with other people.
Oh, understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable. Well, that's okay though. You don't need to go anywhere for a while. We have lots of time.
Exactly.
Okay, so why did you pick your fruit and your cafe name? Like, was there inspiration behind them?
So for my cafe name, Rosy, I've actually been going by Rosy for a bit as a stage name in cosplay, and in another group that I run. And with pink grapefruit, my parents have 2 giant pink grapefruit trees, so I grew up eating it all the time, and at this point my parents can't give it away fast enough. They donate like 28 like big grocery bags full of them every year, and on top of giving them away to every single person they know, even if it's like someone they met 10 seconds ago at the grocery store, like, want a bag of grapefruit, please. So that is definitely my connection to pink grapefruit. It's also the best out of all the types of grapefruit because they're sweeter.
Yeah, I was like, you probably can make some really tasty, like, can you make lemonade with grapefruit? Well, I guess not lemonade,
it's grapefruit. Yeah, it's grapefruit juice. And yeah, the odd thing about pink grapefruit, when you make the juice, it is pink in a sense, but it's more like orange because the juice is citrus, so it always comes out more yellowy in color. So it comes out like an orange color. So good after you add like 2 pounds of sugar to it. It's great.
Ooh. I just realized we're Team Citrus.
Yeah. We could get all of the citrus girls together.
Oh my gosh, I think we have a good chunk of citrus.
We do.
I'm so excited now.
The strongest fruit.
Well, do you have like ideas of like how you're gonna dress up like your accessories, pink grapefruits and things like that?
I was gonna try to stick to having pink and yellow accessories. Since the outside is yellow and the inside's pink, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be so cute. And there's a lot of cute, like, well, I guess regular grapefruit. I'm sure somewhere there's got to be pink.
Some pink. I bought some pink grapefruit earrings. From a local artist, and yeah, and I'm gonna try to make a few things.
You're gonna get really addicted. Like you're gonna be like when we first started, I was like combing the internet and like Etsy and like artist alleys, like anywhere that had a market for things was like, do you have anything orange related? Or like the color orange?
That's strange. And you're like, no, I need it. You don't understand.
Yeah, it's so strange. Not a lot of people make like orange things, and I'm like, I want to buy orange things. Please.
Yeah, the most things that I've seen is a lot of lemon and strawberry and watermelon because it's summer.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of watermelon everywhere.
I was like,
summer.
No love for oranges. Come on, cuties.
You're like, it's one of the most commonly eaten fruits. Oranges.
I know, the forgotten, but never doesn't let you down. Orange.
Orange juice. Yeah. Just get orange juice stuff. I'm sure there's tons of orange juice stuff.
Oh yeah, I thought about like getting like Donald Duck stuff. I think that'd be cute.
That'd be so cute.
Yeah, Donald Duck orange juice is like, fight me, like the best tasting orange juice. That'd be so cute. Can you tell us about why you wanted to join?
Oh, well, I really enjoy entertaining people. I guess we're not really doing that right now, but maybe in future streams, if we're planning on doing any online events, I'd love to do that. But I really like entertaining people and like making people smile. I have a penchant for bad puns, which Sumuji's a plenty of, and dad humor. So anything you find on a popsicle stick, I probably have memorized.
Yes, I'm so for this.
And then on top of that, like I said, I'm in another group, so
what's the other group?
I run and own the Dobutsu Lounge, which is an adult group, an 18+ event group that currently just does some Twitch streams. We're still trying to organize that, but can check that out on various social platforms like Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. I guess overlapping members and have a lot of in Dobutsu, so I know a lot of people in the group. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's fun though. Yeah, it's really, really warm, really welcoming. Everyone's really nice. What I really miss is when we all just kind of we can't do this anymore
and get ready, and now we can't do that. Get all ready together.
Room, like,
it's
right before.
So sad. And I feel like a lot of things that we used to do probably won't even feel comfortable anymore, given how long we're definitely going to be kept separate until a vaccine is made, but an effective vaccine.
Yeah, like every time I like see like crowds and, like,
I get panicky.
I'm just like, oh my gosh, do you remember that?
Yeah. I'm hoping that masks kind of stay as like a social norm thing.
Me too.
It's like when you're sick past a vaccine, because it's just like, also just because it's cuter and nice to cover half your face and not have to do half your makeup.
I like to call them like a hoodie for your face.
Exactly.
They just make you feel safe.
It's the perfect analogy.
And they can be really cute too. I've seen some really cute masks online.
I've seen some super cute ones. I just bought a bunch of black ones with like little hearts on them. They're the problem I'm having with not homemade masks is every ones that I've bought so far have been way too big for my face, and I don't know who's making these giant masks. I'm even purposely looking for ones that have reviews about how they're too small, and I'm like, yeah, I'll buy these. So far, no luck. Just homemade ones have been the best because I can make them the size of my face.
I need to make some more too. I messed up really bad.
Yeah, you've made some cute ones.
Thank you. I messed up really bad though, because like I think I made them too large, and I'm like, oh no, what have I done? It's okay though. I can rebuild.
Well, the fabric will also stretch out over time. Downside to homemade masks, because you need to like pre-wash your fabric a few times, and not everybody likes doing that. I know I don't, even though you're supposed to do it. And that, and like over the ear elastic will stretch out. So
yeah, actually, that's step number 1 when we make the Sumuji uniforms is you take the fabric from the store and you put it in the washer.
Pre-wash it.
Step 1, very important.
Especially to prevent bleeding.
Yeah.
Big sewing tip of the day. Pre-wash your fabrics, iron your seams, and starch petticoats to make them poofier.
Oh yeah, could you talk a little about your audition video? I wanted to dig a little deeper in that.
You saw how incredibly awkward it was. So fun fact, in order to make it work, because I don't really have any kind of setup to record myself, I taped my phone to my mirror so I could look at the mirror like over the phone, so it looked like I was making eye contact, so I wouldn't just keep looking at the phone screen. And I tried my best to not be awkward, because it was strange, because like I said, I know most of the people in Sumuji. I've known you and Maid Muru quite a while. So it felt awkward making an audition when you guys know me pretty well already. So yeah, that's like what do you not know about me?
Yeah, like audition videos are like the part that where a lot of people get scared of them, even if we know them. And I'm like, it's understandable. Like it's just like you're meeting someone over again, but you have to like be likable. It's like job interview kind of thing. It is a weird. Yeah,
like a job interview with your parents.
Yeah, that's a perfect.
You're like, you know everything about me, but here's some things you may not know, I guess, and hire me.
Yeah, that's a perfect analogy, actually. Oh my gosh. If anyone's listening, like if you worked in family business, did you have to interview for it? Please let me know. I need to know these things. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's a perfect way of saying that. But when we did the auditions and such too, like we always looked at it like, even though we know them, we're still gonna like, you know, judge the video by like how well they did, how much effort they put into it, how much do they want this. And yeah, yours definitely shined in that prospect.
Thank God.
So you did great.
I was worried because some of the other girls had showed me their videos. They're like, this is what I did. And I'm like, oh no, I have no setup in which I could accomplish something similar to that. I have a cell phone. Yeah, just because some of the other girls are so talented, they can dance, and I'm just like, hi, I have 2 left feet. That's not happening.
You can sing though.
Yes, I can sing. I do sing. And I really can't wait to perform in front of people again, because online, it doesn't really work that well. I'm more nervous performing in front of a camera than I am in front of people.
Oh my gosh, I'm the exact opposite.
Like, I could be in front of people all I want. Well, as a kid, my mom put me in a Broadway sing and dance troupe since I was like 3. So from 3 to 16, I was in this group, and I had no problem like performing in front of like 400 or 500 people. It's not that big of a deal to me. But you put a camera on me, and I'm like, I don't even know who I am anymore. I put on a completely different personality, and I'm just like, who is this person?
Oh my gosh. That's actually another hobby I really want to get into, like making doing performances online, because I'm like, it's gonna be a while before I can get in front of like a crowd.
And on top of that, you'd have that like performance memorialized in a way that you would get to watch it again when you're old and feeble and can't do that anymore. It's like, I think it's a good thing to record yourself and take pictures of things. Yeah. Both of which I'm terrible at, but like I think it's a good idea to do.
Yeah, I've been really terrible lately because there's, you know, not really anything exciting going on really, but I understand I understand the feeling.
I'm just trying to keep myself motivated, and that's where the 8 million hobbies come from. It's just like, well, I'll try this new thing. It's not too expensive, and then I end up with all these little bits and bobs from different hobbies that I did like once or twice, and then I'm like, oh, I'm done. But I didn't use up all the materials, and I don't want to feel wasteful getting rid of them.
Oh, understandable.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, maybe something will come good of it. Maybe make it Sumuji related. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some Sumuji rope. I would love that.
I mean, I've been making boxes for different friend groups, like little, I don't know, packages of stuff. That's what I've been doing with my hobbies, is I've been like making candles and cookbooks and stuff, and then giving them to certain friends and being like, here's a themed box of stuff that I made for you guys. Enjoy. I want to work on a Sumuji one. I just have to figure out a way to get it to everybody, because there's a decent amount of members, and that's a lot of driving. Because I don't want to spend that much on shipping everything out, since everything is always ends up being really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're local, I
We'll
drive.
think of something.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. Speaking of like making a compilation of things, I was listening to something today of like this people like making their own zines during quarantine, and I was like, oh, that's actually super neat. Yeah.
Idea. We should make Sumuji zine. That would be so cute.
I watched a video today of like how to make a personal zine. I'm like, oh, this sounds so fun. I actually used a scrapbook when I was like younger, and I'm like, this is just like scrapbooking.
That would be so cute, though.
Yeah, I think that'd be cute to do.
Or even just, not even just Sumuji. Yeah, just like a local, because our Arizona maid community is huge.
Yeah.
And like I feel like it would be nice to share everybody.
And I think just like the maid community in general, like, I don't know if you've seen them, but I've been doing a little articles for a little site called Geek Life. And yeah, I've been like interviewing a bunch of cafes across the country, and it's like so interesting to see how people, like, how everyone does it. Like, they're all very unique. Like, there's none of them that are really the same.
So
they're all different. They all have like their very unique qualities. And I'm like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'll be like, oh, what if I did like a zine of like stuff like that? It'd be so cute.
Do it.
Oh my gosh.
Do it.
Add it to the hobby.
And I'm sure it would be like pretty hot. I think it'd be really popular, because I haven't seen anything like that out there, like glorifying maid cafes that are in the US. Because we have to do it, because our maid cafes here are so different, because they're all done, like, they're all event based at conventions, as opposed to like having a brick and mortar shop. Although I think there are a few out there that have brick and mortar shops.
I know Mexico, they have a few of them, and I so badly want to go to one day.
That sounds like that would be poppin'.
Oh my gosh, I've seen videos of it.
Can you imagine Mexican food and maids together?
Oh my god!
That would be such a glorious combo.
Oh, I cannot wait. Yeah, Mexico, like, they love maid. Like, Mexico and like South America in general, there's like so many like maid enthusiasts. Like, I need to go see them and meet them and be like, oh my gosh, maids? Right? Great.
The abundance of cuteness.
Yeah, I think like in the past too, there's been attempts at making a brick and mortar like maid cafe in the States, but I think this was like in the early days of the internet. I don't know how true this is, so maybe I should look into it. I don't know.
A long time ago, I looked into doing that, running a maid cafe physically, having a brick and mortar shop. It is very expensive. Just because restaurants in general are expensive. And I was like, oh, what if it was like we had a limited menu or something? And then it's just like, unless you got mad crazy money, or if you did it with a food truck, that would be the only way to do it with everyone that I know that participates in maid cafes and runs maid cafes. It always comes down to the event itself is always really expensive to put together. So like imagining trying to do that on a restaurant scale, blows my mind.
It's gonna be like a real passion project at that point.
Oh yeah, it'd have to be. And you'd have to have so much savvy in the restaurant business on top of that.
Yeah, like restaurant and just like restaurant knowledge and business knowledge. I think it would be a lot to take on, but I'm hoping maybe one day it happens.
Oh yeah. I feel like if anything, one would do really well here in Arizona if it was done like in the same way that Japanese ones are done.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I always get sad about with America is like a lounge wouldn't work here because people would see it as like a strip club, and that's not what it is.
Oh, okay, so I'm steering a little bit off topic here, but
Yeah.
there are actually 2 hostess clubs
That's
in
not
Los Angeles.
unsurprising. It would work in LA. It would work in Vegas.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 places I feel like it would work at, and that's it.
Yeah, and I was reading a little bit about it, and like it's very popular with like international business.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Of course it is. Anyways, back to maids.
Yeah, back to maids.
Yeah, I would love to maybe in the US one day have a brick and mortar shop. Well, not me personally, but visit one. And also go to Mexico one day and go visit them. I think maybe I'll maybe link it in the description like of a few of them I've seen. I know there's one I follow on Instagram. I think they're called Sugar Club. They're a brick and mortar shop, and I hope to visit them one day.
Make a world tour of international maid cafes,
Oh,
and then stop. So your last stop would just be Japan and hit the Mecca.
Oh my gosh! There's a guy on Twitter. His whole like he has a Patreon, and he has like a master like directory of every single maid cafe in Akihabara.
That'd be so expensive to go to every single one.
I mean, apparently he does it. Like he knows.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I think that's just what he does. Like
keeping them in business.
Yeah, like back when his website was free, I was looking at it, but then he put it behind a Patreon lock, and it's like $50 to access it, and I'm like, whoa.
That's how he's supporting them, is with his Patreon money.
Yeah. Shouts out to his 3 patrons. Y'all are really really letting him live his dreams. But yeah, his Patreon is like, or his website really was really interesting because it had the name, when it was open, their business hours, their phone number, their menu, like their style of uniforms, like the picture of the building, like the address, like all of that, like it's like Yelp for maid cafes. It's incredible.
That sounds like such a nice resource to have, and it kind of sucks that it's behind a paywall.
Yeah, I thought about it a few times, like maybe for a month I'll give this man my money.
Get as much information as you can, write it down, save it, so then you can make a list for later for traveling like, when we know when we're allowed to travel again.
Yeah. Do you watch Avatar? Or have you seen Avatar?
I mean, I have seen the first one. I haven't seen any Legend of Korra.
Oh, okay.
But I have seen.
Do you know the episode where they like go to the library in the desert?
Yes.
And yeah, I would be the guy that just was just so determined to find a library, and the library is that guy's Patreon.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm just like, no, it's okay. Just leave me here. This is all I need.
This is all I need. I just need to be here in the land of learned knowledge of maid cafes.
Oh yeah, I think I'll also link that, guys, if anyone's interested. If you wanna take a look at his Twitter, his Patreon. It's really I like his enthusiasm for maids. I hope to be that way too.
I'm actually curious because I haven't gotten much into Japanese maid cafes because I got into maid cafes in the US. If there's like a hybrid animal maid cafe, I'm sure there is one that's both.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely, the last time I went to Japan, I absolutely loved the animal cafes, and I was like, that would be such a good blend. I guess you'd still have to have it separate because you have to keep the food separate from the animals, but they were so fun. The cat
probably out there somewhere.
I'm sure there's a cat one. That's the only thing I can see it being functional as a cat or like a dog cafe with maids.
I'll say a cat. Yeah.
Yeah, because like the exotic animals, those were intense, and I don't think that would work in any type of situation with something else going on.
I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I also thought about like once we have all the new people debut on the show, I wanted to do another episode on like for the people who've been to Japan and just like talk about our Japan experiences.
Our varying different ones.
Yeah.
Mine was in the beginning of March. So
Oh.
I went right when all of the travel was getting shut down, and we had booked our trip like a year before. We'd already paid for most of it, so we couldn't get any of our money back. So we just went. Probably not the best idea, but we did still have fun, even though it was for my honeymoon. So it was for most of the trip. We got to do things that we didn't plan on doing and probably wouldn't have thought of doing, like going to a lot of national gardens and stuff, since that's mostly what was open. It was gorgeous. And I really want to go back just to do that again, because the gardens, we spent like 4 or 5 hours just walking through this plant paradise every day in different parts of Tokyo. We didn't even go outside of that city, exploring things that, like, I guess you typically wouldn't explore as a tourist. So it was an experience, all right, and like I don't regret it. It was really, really fun and just intense, because it was a little intense thinking about how we were going to get back, and because our flight home was moved without them telling us, and we got on the last plane out. It was a time. And then we were just like, oh, we'll just go back again in May when this is all over.
Oof. But, oh man.
When this is all over, when it's August and we're definitely not allowed to, the Americans aren't allowed to go anywhere in the entire world.
No ma'am.
What I keep talking to people. I'm like, I'll go back in 2023.
One day.
I will have many years of saving, possibly, to go trip.
Oh, that's a good plan, actually. Maybe I should start saving, and I'm like, I don't know when I'll stop saving.
Exactly.
But it'll be cool.
By the time you get to go, you'll definitely at least have money to go, hopefully, in this economy. Yeah. If you can save. I'm truly sad about not being able to travel, and I wanted to. It was one of, like everyone else, I was like, 2020 is going to be my year where I get to go see the world and experience things.
My New Year's resolution this year was to hang out with my friends more, and I'm like, oh no!
I have it pinned on my Twitter that my 4 New Year's resolutions, and one of them was to hang out with my friends more, and the other one was to cosplay more, and neither of those things are happening.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's so hard to have motivation to cosplay when you don't have a convention coming up. So I'm just like, and you can't really do photo shoots either. So it's, unless you're self-shooting or you have a partner that can help you shoot, it's rough. Because I miss shooting everyone. Because, one of my hobbies, photography. It's just any hobby you can think of.
Oh, I was going to your shoots too. It was so fun.
I know, and all my backdrops are just sad and in a box, and my lights haven't come out from under my bed in, what is it, like 6 months now?
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Yeah, I know we talked about it a little before we started recording, but like, I've been picking up a few like equipment because I want to pick up taking pictures and shooting videos and stuff for Sumuji, and I just like, oh.
And if you don't want to edit photos, you can just send them my way and I can edit them. Granted, not like super awesome edits, because I am still learning that part of photography.
Same. And I was like, when I was like getting all these, I was like, oh my gosh, Rosie has like all of these backdrops, these lights, these like props, these like, oh, so pretty. And I'm like, oh, I bought one green poster board because I wanted to make stupid green screen edits.
Yeah, I was going to say get a green screen backdrop, because that is the most versatile thing that you can have, because it's so easy to key out the color and change it to something else.
I need to play with that a little bit more. I haven't really played with my new stuff yet, but hopefully that'll change in the coming weeks, since I'm like, okay, no more being lazy. We're going to do things.
We're 6 months in. I can't be lazy anymore.
I can't be mopey. I can't be sad. I need to do things.
I can't let the COVID depression get to me. I need to keep trying. I think a majority of people have hit that wall where we're just like, all right, this is going to be the new normal for a little bit, hopefully for a little bit, but we need to actually keep moving forward and not just living like zombies and, work in your office, get out of your office for 2 minutes, go back in your office, play on the same exact computer that you were just working on. And it's the same screen now. So you don't go from bad screen to good screen. It's the same screen.
It's all bad screen.
It's all bad screen all the time.
Oh my gosh. Oh god, we steered off a little bit there.
We did a little bit.
I'm sorry.
Go back to
all right,
Maids.
we're coming back to Earth here. So when did you discover maid cafes? Do you remember, like, when you said you started with American?
Yeah, with with conventions. I think I went to, what was it, Sabotin 2009. And I think I went to oh my god, I can't remember the group, but they don't exist anymore. One of the maid cafes there. And I was like, this is so cute. This is also when I wasn't in the cosplay community at all. I came to hang out with my sister because she was lonely, so I came. And I was like, this is so cute, and it was adorable. I don't go to a lot of them anymore at cons just because I'm usually running something at the same time. But I thought it was just adorable. It's like, I can't get over how cute everyone is in maid cafes. Everyone's so I want to say fluffy, but that's like the weirdest description word. Just like because everyone's cute, fluffy petticoats and pastel colors, and it's just so cute and adorable.
One day when you get the uniform, you're gonna feel that cute aura. I guarantee it. You're just like, oh, cute.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to buckling down and making it and taking some cute photos, and I'm setting up an area to take photos in and figuring out how to self-shoot.
Oh yeah, like putting on self-timer, you pushing I gotta get in place.
Yeah, no, every time so far that I've tried to do a shoot with a timer has come out horrible, and I really should share some of the photos with any group, because I'll be like, and here is just my leg, and here's just me with my mouth open because I'm saying, oh no, the thing goes off because I'm not ready yet. Or you know how you practice a pose, get ready, and then you get the timer to go, because you have to, well, for me, because I don't have a remote yet, I'm working on that, I have to walk over to my camera, hit the button, run back, and hope I'm in the same pose and that it looks good, but I don't actually know until the picture's done.
Yeah.
So I really want to get a remote so I can shoot with a remote, because I feel like that would be so much easier.
Yeah, you should definitely pick those up. We're all learning.
Get a cheap mirror to move around all over wherever I'm shooting, so I can see myself. So that would be so much nicer.
Oh man, now I'm all motivated. Okay, this weekend I'm gonna self shoot. I'm all getting ready now, and I'm just I'm gonna do
it. You're like I'm gonna put on makeup. That's me right now. I'm like, I'm gonna put on makeup. Put on makeup. Wow, this is a lot harder than I remember. Because I keep trying to do a cosplay test of my Final Fantasy character, and I open my makeup drawer, and that's about as far as I've gotten. Where I'm like, God, that's a lot.
Oh my gosh, I saw that there's a maid cafe in Final Fantasy.
Yes.
Did you go to it?
There is. I haven't gotten to go yet. Is it on the same server? The maid cafe in Final Fantasy?
Yeah,
it's on Fairy.
It's on Cactuar.
Oh, it's on Cactuar. Yeah, I really want to go. It's very much out of my price range though, because I'm super poor in game.
Oh, do you have to pay with money?
You pay with in-game money, not real money.
Okay.
Yeah, so their prices make sense. They make sense. I spend all my money on furniture for my house. Because I'm like, I can remodel. This is fun. But yeah, no, it's super cute. And I was like, Sumuji should get in on this, except you need to have a lot of money to buy a house. A big house. I have an apartment, not a house.
You need to buy Final Fantasy, was it 14?
Right? Yeah, 14. Yeah.
Yeah, you also need to buy that too. And I'm like,
Well, they have right now, well, it's not really a free trial because you still have to buy the game, but you have free time all the way through the first 2 expansions of the game. So now is the time to join if you want to even try it out.
Well, now is the time when we're recording now. I mean, I don't know if it'll be like that when this finally publishes.
True. That's true.
Oh, we'll see.
I think it. I mean, even now, you're at home. Try a new game. It's fun. It's like a dress-up game with fighting. Because everyone's all about looking super cool.
Yeah, I've been playing the other side. I've been playing Phantasy Star Online too. It's kind of similar, but it's in space. And, like robots, space stuff. It's also just who has the coolest outfit in the lobby.
Futuristic.
Yeah.
A dress-up game with fighting.
It really is though, right?
Exactly.
Who looks the coolest?
I feel like that's what all MMOs aspire to be. It's the best way to play a game. Everyone wants to look cool.
I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not really doing it in real life, so.
And if you have the ability to do that online,
yeah,
why not? I might as well look super cool in my virtual life.
Oh my gosh. Also, another one I wanted to ask you was, are there any other groups that you're a fan of? Like, be it maid cafes, performance groups, cosplay groups, whatever it is that you're also a fan of that are like performers, I guess?
I can't really think off the top of my head anybody. I know I like really, well, just because I'm friends with people, I really just like watching my friends perform. So like Anamaru is super cute. And
super cute.
Yeah. Who other groups? I mean, I like Dobutsu, but that's because I run it. I'm like, Dobutsu's
That's okay. You can be proud of what
Dobutsu's
you
a
have.
good group if you want to check that out. Obviously, before I joined, I really liked Sumuji. Oh man, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, which is, totally sucks. I came unprepared.
Oh no, it's okay. It's totally fine. It's okay. Once you get like more immersed into the maid cafe community, you'll be like, oh, they're cute, and oh, they're cute. Oh, I love how they do things.
If we're going international, I like At Home. I think they're adorable. And
yes, At Home.
I like how most of the girls that work there aren't super, super young. So I actually really like that because I know a lot of maid cafes, you kind of age out of doing it, and I think you should be cute however old you are. So I like seeing girls that are in their 30s doing maid cafes.
Yeah, that should be like a hot topic in like maid community. Like, there's no such thing as aging out. You're cute forever.
Exactly.
Oh, that's just such like a huge thing too in general. Like you're aging out of something, and I'm like, no, if you like it, you like it.
Like, you're aging out of cosplay, and it's like, I'm not aging out of cosplay. I'm coming into my cosplay prime. I have money now.
Honestly, I haven't really aged out of cosplay, but it's more so like, I guess I'm just like kind of bored.
Very fair. I'm not really bored of it. It's just I haven't had time. And I also feel very pressured with how fast cosplay moves now.
Oh yeah, it moves super fast. I think that's also why I like maids too, because it's like
it's the same.
It's eternal.
They are eternal. It's just cuteness. Everyone, I haven't seen maid uniforms change, ever. Or not huge. It's such subtle changes that it doesn't seem like things are moving fast.
Yeah, it's like it'll always be poofy dress, apron, headband, variations of it.
Even like some of the cafes that do like older European style maids with like longer dresses and longer aprons, and I love that.
So cute.
Yeah, I was like, but it's still in style in a way. It's just a different style. But like, there aren't really trends with. I mean, I guess there probably are trends with maids, but like, they don't go away. Does that make sense? Like, there's a trend, and then people settle into that trend, and then there's a new one created, and some people shift.
I love looking at like the At Home girls and like other cafes in Japan, like Maid Rosy and Pinafore, and all this other fun stuff. And they don't really do trends, but I think the only trends they really follow are like hairstyles and like makeup styles. But that's like,
yeah, like that just like gets more modernized. Yeah. Like it just kind of flows with the time, not really like, not like cosplay where it's like, oh, that was so last week. And you're just like, but it was popular yesterday. It's like, ugh, boring now. And you're like, I can't make costumes that fast. I'm very slow. here I am sitting on a costume that I've been trying to make for 2 years now. My plan was to enter it into a competition this year, but that flew out the window.
What anime is it?
From an anime from 2003. So, and I'm just like, I'll just do old stuff from now on. Then I don't have to be trendy. Mayatome. It's not even a popular.
No,
it's not even a popular anime. It's super good. It is like my number one top favorite anime. And I think it's really good. It's about these girls. Oh, and I can totally relate this back to maids. Their outfits that they normally wear are maid based. Like they look like maid outfits. They are, I guess, girls and women, because there's older women too, that are sort of like superheroes. They are, in place of having militaries in the world, each country gets an otome. And these otome women are injected with nanobots. So they have like super mechanized abilities. Like they're really, really strong. Some of them have like these crazy glowy weapons. And they fight against each other, so there isn't like huge wars. It's just like solo battles, and then that's kind of it. What makes it heartbreaking is that they all know each other because there's only one school that trains them in the entire world. So they're all friends. They all date each other. It is great. It is Yuri, robot, magical girls.
Oh gosh, this totally did not go where I think it was gonna go. It sounds amazing.
It is so adorable. And then it has on top of that, there's a matching anime, I'll call it, that happens on an alternative timeline called Maihime. So there's Mayatome and Maihime, and they have the same characters, but like different things are happening with the world. So different things are happening with them. They don't they kind of overlap, but that's in the OVAs, and it gets confusing with time travel and stuff after that. But highly recommend, 10 out of 10, go watch Mayatome on Funimation. It's there. It's only one season, 26 episodes, plus 3 OVAs. That's it. That's all there is. And if you don't like watching anime, you can go read it. It is an ongoing manga series. It is still going. Super good. I wish that it had gotten popular. Yeah, no, their outfits are maid outfits. They're so cute when they're not like in their otome outfits, when they're in their regular clothes.
I need to look at this.
It's so cute.
But honestly, like it's the time to just dress up as your weird, obscure like things, because I struggle with that too. I was just like, because
I always feel like I need to do something popular to be relevant, but I'm like, am I really relevant now?
But it's also like the best feeling when you meet another person who also know what you're cosplaying, and you're like, oh my
like
God,
you know,
yeah, you know
this obscure anime from like 2003 to 2006. You know,
yeah. Oh gosh, we're doing it again, but I'm gonna keep going. One of my favorite moments was, I think it was like Phoenix Comic Con 2014, 13, 12 maybe, long time ago. I saw this. I was playing Harvest Moon Magical Melody on the GameCube, which was a game that came out in like 2003. And I saw someone cosplaying the rival of that game.
And you were like,
and I was like, oh my gosh,
I know you. You probably
and I asked him,
recognizing them.
Yeah, it was just like, what are the odds? Like the 10-year-old game, like, oh my gosh, what was his name? Was it Jamie? Yeah, it was. I was like, is that Jamie from Harvest Moon? Like, he's like this little anime boy wearing like a cowboy hat and a poncho, and I'm like, you would be like, oh, that person's just very like, Arizona, and I'm like, no, that's Jamie.
Very Arizona, wearing a poncho in the middle of the summer, though.
Yeah, poncho and a cowboy hat. Yeah, and I was like, are you cosplaying Jamie? And he's like, yeah, oh my gosh, no one's ever recognized me before. And I'm like, oh my lord, what are the chances of this happening? Oh yeah, I love moments like that. Hopefully when conventions are a thing again, that
definitely
these kind of interactions will come back again.
I'm very excited for cons to be a thing again, but I really don't think they're safe to go to until there is a vaccine, unfortunately.
one day we will get there, but for now we're going to get better at things like this, like podcasting, radio shows, streaming, making videos, all of that stuff.
Figuring out how to do things sort of in a group, but kind of not in a group. Separate but together.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll all get through this, and we'll all have fun again when we pull through at the end. Oh, so thank you so much, Rosie, for coming. This was really fun. This is our first venture into doing something like this.
Hopefully many more. Maybe we can do more group interviews and stuff.
Yes. When I do my Japan episode, I will definitely have you on for that one. We can all talk about Japan and how much we miss it.
Exactly. How much we miss going.
Go into deep detail about it. Is there anything you want to share? Is there any do you have social media that you want to plug, or are you?
Oh no, I am not active on any of that right now. Eventually, I will get active again, and we will do that in another show.
Okay, well, I'm gonna plug Dobutsu Lounge. Follow Dobutsu Lounge on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Go follow that.
Yeah, and on Twitch, because we're still trying to plan another event on Twitch because our first one went so well. It's just trying to get everyone's schedules together. It's becoming hard, but it was so fun. I actually love doing it with having 4 of us on at a time. We got to actually see each other and play games together. It was great.
Well, we're gonna get better at this, and we're gonna be professional Twitch streamers. Just
but in a couple of months.
In a couple of months, we'll get through it. Well, thank you so much for coming on. This was super fun. We'll definitely do this again.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. For the next episode, we'll be debuting another new person. So I hope everyone likes this format of the Sumuji Radio Show. Thank you so much for joining. This is Maid Marcy.
And Maid Rosy.
Thank you so much. Bye.